Hello and welcome to the tutorial for how to find the Internet Public Library for your summer reading assignment, the op-ed piece. So go ahead and open your web browser and go to the URL taskbar and type in www.ipl.org. Again, IPL stands for Internet Public Library. It's a great resource for finding newspapers and magazines. You'll see when you get there, it's now IPL2, likely in keeping with Web 2.0. And this should look very familiar to you if you're familiar with the Berea High School's library website, especially the database sections. You see you can have resources by subject, there's a kids section, an area of interest for teenagers, so special collections created by IPL2. I haven't really even looked at that lately, so it might be pretty interesting. But we're going to go to the newspapers and magazines link because that really is one of the best features of this website. And when you get here, the first thing you might notice are these two big tabs, newspapers and magazines. You click on magazines, you'll see that their categories of magazines are pretty much divided up into several key areas here, so you can just kind of peruse for which subject matter or material the magazine you want may feature, try to find it that way. But we'll focus on newspapers here first because that'll likely be the bulk of your assignment, or at least what you use. You'll see all the resources you have available here where you can really almost pick most newspapers from around the world, let alone in all 50 states. So let's click on New York, and let's say we want to look for the New York Times. Now, unfortunately here, as you see this listing of major cities and counties in New York State, New York City isn't on this list. I really don't know why, but it actually will conveniently be located right at the end of the list on the main section. Over to the right there, you'll see the New York Times. You'll also see listed underneath the main link are several areas that give you more information about the paper, such as where it's located or where it's based, what language it's in, if it's a daily or a weekly publication, and some other major features of the newspaper itself. So we click on the New York Times website, and you might notice it looks very busy. All right, it's very up to date. Any reputable paper will be very current. And for the New York Times, their major listings of sections are on the left-hand vertical bar here. We want to go to opinion because op-ed, right, opinion/editorial, that's the section we want. So on the opinion page, once you get there, you'll already see some of the most recent op-ed pieces or editorial pieces from likely that day's, and maybe even sometimes, depending on when you catch it, the next day's edition. And so if we look over here on the left of this opinion column or opinion section of the paper, you can even click on the columnist's link, the main contributing columnist, the regular columnist to the paper itself. All right, and you can click on some specific elements, editorials only, op-ed only, regular columnists only if you want to. But as you scroll down, you'll see some links to individual pieces, recent pieces, that can give you an idea of what the issue is. There might be a little tagline written underneath it and the author as well as the publication date. And for editorials, again, those are written by the editorial staff of the paper. So as you just saw that link there, if you want to know the specific names of those on the editorial board, there should be some link to give you that information if it's a reputable paper. So let's do one more example. Let's say we want to find Los Angeles Times. So let's click on California. We look down the list here of major cities and counties in California. I'm looking for Los Angeles because I know it's a major city, but it's also Los Angeles County. And let's see here. Unlike New York City, LA was listed. So we're scrolling down on LA Times, the last one here in the listing. All right, so I'm going to open this up, make it a little easier to see here. It's very current. Alright, and we're going to scroll. Unlike the New York Times website, this major section taskbar, or at least link bar, is up at the top of the page going horizontally instead of vertically along the left. But again, we're looking for opinion, and it'll give you, editorials, op-ed, letters. We're going to look at op-ed, and immediately that page should look somewhat similar to the New York Times page, but we're scrolling through, and the LA Times actually gives you photographs that give you some key as to what the story's about, or maybe trigger a memory if you saw a clip of it on TV or something along those lines. You see again on the left hand side there, you saw regular columnists or regular contributing op-ed writers. If you want to click on a specific person, and this assignment might help you get used to reading a specific author or writer and get you into knowing who you like best. All right, good luck.